Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe Ariel, an adventurous entrepreneur who loves to make the most out of life. I'm a certified professional life coach, digital course creator, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. Today's episode is What If It Was Always in Your Favor? So a way that I personally live life is having the frame that everything is happening in my favor, no matter what the circumstance or the situation is. And it took a lot of time for me to really implement that frame, but it has been so incredibly powerful in my life, and especially powerful as I've noticed being in a recent healing cycle, is that I've always had this lens like, oh, this is all happening in my favor. It's all actually in my support. It's all in my highest good. And that has been life-saving, life-changing, because it allows me, no matter what I am experiencing, to be able to zoom out and be the gentle observer so much faster. And what I mean by being the gentle observer is observing what's happening versus finding myself caught up in my emotional experience and feeling devastation or feeling destruction. And sometimes naturally, of course, our emotions need to be felt, but being able to have this frame on, this lens on, allows the higher perspective to come in and be like, yes, we can feel our feelings. We can feel it to heal it. We've got this. This is all actually leading to our abundant future and everything that we're creating. So I want to ask you today, wherever you find yourself, what if that uncomfortable thing that you're experiencing was actually so much in your favor? Start to open yourself up to thinking that way, to really feeling into it to a new level. Because no matter what, life on planet Earth, we are going to have triggers, we're going to have lessons, we're going to have all those things pop up, but it's always in our highest good because our soul came here to evolve. It came here to learn, to grow, to expand. And so the more that we can have this frame on our experience, that it is all in our highest good, that it's all working out better than expected, that every single thing is in our favor, we don't have to experience the discomfort of uncomfortable emotions longer than necessary. We don't need to stew in them, is basically what I'm saying. And this even is so incredibly powerful for smaller things. Like, let's say you booked a flight and that flight got canceled. I know in a recent trip to India, I had a flight get canceled and I had to rebook it, and I felt overwhelmed for a moment, but then I realized, no, this is all actually in my highest good in some way. And it was. In hindsight, I actually got to be in India for an entire week longer, and I decided to fill that space and time with a panchakarma, which was so incredibly healing for me. Right? At the time, maybe when the flight was canceled, it felt like a huge inconvenience. But having that frame that it's always in my favor, I started opening myself up to the possibilities and the opportunities that were then available to me with this extra time and space. Right? Or let's say you had a call and someone rescheduled, always in the highest good. Or let's say you yourself had a call scheduled with someone. Let's say it was a friend or a family member, and you didn't want to disappoint them, but you just really weren't feeling energetically aligned with being on the phone. You felt a greater call to take care of yourself or nurture your nervous system. When you honor yourself, that's always in the highest good. It's actually always in your favor. And I don't know about you guys, but there's been times where I've had plans where I'm almost like, oh, I hope that the person cancels because I don't know if I feel like it tonight. And then I've brought myself up to the place of being like, well, I actually don't feel like I have the energy to or the capacity to take on these plans today, so I'm going to express that. And in expressing that, I've had friends come back and be like, oh, thank goodness, I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed with my schedule today, or how much work I have to do, or I overbooked myself. And it's always just ends up being in everyone's favor, right? Or even, like I said, someone canceling on you. It's always in your highest good. The universe is always arranging things for our divine lives. The universe is so incredibly powerful. It is this divine orchestration that our brains, as much as our egos would love to understand how everything works, we just never will. So having this view, this lens that what if it was always in your favor actually allows you to let go. It actually allows you to release. It allows you to release the how, to trust in yourself, to trust in the divine unfolding of your beautiful, beautiful life. And always in this, your realm of possibilities is expanded because you're willing to release the how. And in the release of the how, even if it is just on a subtle level like this, it allows you to open up to an entirely new realm of possibilities and opportunities and beautiful gifts and abundance to be sent to you from the universe. And this in itself is another level of freedom, of experiencing true freedom. When it's all in your favor, it's like, yeah, this is a game of life and I am always winning. I'm always winning because it is always in my favor. And that feels so incredibly liberating to be able to trust in that way. So wherever that message finds you guys today, I hope that it was divine. And with that, I would love to invite you to a 2-day workshop that I'm doing. It's completely free. It's called Discover Your Best-Selling Stories. And this is October 4th and 5th. We're really going to be diving into your incredible, unique stories that you have to share with the world. This is powerful for anyone who is an entrepreneur, or if you're just looking for some ideas around content creation, or if you're someone out there who has always felt like they've got a story inside of them, a book inside of them, let's nail it out together. Let's have some fun. And the link for that will be down below. And I hope to see you there. Have a beautiful, abundant day. Thanks for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoeariel.co. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.